welcome back to my channel. This video is about how I manifested views on TikTok. If you're not subscribed, then hit the subscribe button down below. If you hit the bell notification, then you will be notified every time I post a new video. And let's get into it. So, how I manifested views on TikTok. Now, the TikTok algorithm goes up and down, so sometimes you get a lot of views, sometimes you don't. More recently, I have been in the stage of less views, but even then I've actually had a few videos that have been a hit and that really have gone to, let's say, maybe over 40,000 views, over 100,000 views. But I want to talk about a specific period of time where this would have been last year, and I was getting really low views. Whatever had happened, I think there'd been an algorithm change, and my views were really low. And I'm talking, you know, maybe they were I think about 6,000, maybe 7,000. My following is now at about 260,000. I can't remember where my following would have been at that point, but I do know that around 7,000 views was very low for me at that time. So that's where I was at, and I remember I was trying, and I was posting so many videos a day, like multiple videos. Originally I'd been posting about 6, so at this point maybe I was still posting 6, maybe I was posting 3 or 4, and I felt like I was posting all of these videos and nothing was coming off, and I was trying really hard, and I just remember posting a lot, so I don't know how much it was at that time, but I was posting a lot, and nothing was really happening, and I was really trying to force it, and I thought, well, if I create more videos and I try really hard, you know, I can make this happen, and it just wasn't going anywhere. And I felt, because my views were so low, I felt really lost. I kind of felt like, you know, what am I doing right now? So I decided, right, I'm going to take a step back. So I took a step back, and I didn't focus on TikTok for several days. I stopped trying to post, or at least I stopped trying to force myself to post, and I really sort of went within. I went deep, and I was doing a lot of meditating, and I was sort of really just trying to get into a place of joy, because I am really passionate about manifestation. And so I was like, right, I need to try to get into a place of joy. I need to try to connect with that, because I think it's really easy when it comes to manifestation, and I still struggle with this now. You know that joy is important. You know that it's important that you come from a place of happiness and that you're connected and that you can feel that guidance coming through. But then what happens is you almost kind of forget about it, and then you end up falling back into a place where you're really trying to force things, and you're trying to think, how do I make this work? How do I make this happen? How do I force this? So I've really taken a massive step back, and I remember one day I had this thought. I must have been watching The Last Kingdom around that time, and I thought, oh, the other issue that I need to throw in here is that I was working with very little clothing, so I was doing fashion, but I'd basically created every combination I could possibly think of on my channel. I didn't know what else I was supposed to create with the very small amount of clothing that I had. So what I did was, I suddenly had this idea. It suddenly came to me. Again, this is when I'd been stepping back, hadn't really been forcing myself to post. And I had this idea that I could create this thing with my backdrop. Now, it wasn't with this, it was with a black backdrop that I had. And I thought I could sort of throw this around me, and I could create kind of like a dress, and I could do that. So I tried that, and while I was in the middle of recording that, I had another idea. And the other idea was, what if I put it across, because I'd actually seen this done in an advertisement. I think it was like some sort of mock-up of like 1920s or something, where you can actually get scarves, and you put it straight across here and straight across this way, and you basically cross them, and then you put a belt around it to tie it together. So you don't actually need to sew anything, it's just the way that you place it. And I thought, wouldn't it be really cool if I tried that with the backdrop? Because I could do like a really kind of you know, sort of like Last Kingdom-y, Game of Thrones-y sort of thing. And I thought, wouldn't that be kind of cool? And so I did. So I tried that, and I thought, is that too weird? And I thought, no, you know what, I'll try it. And I tried it, and literally, I think I can't remember what the views were on the first one where I did the dress. It was high enough, but I think the second one at that time went up to about 350,000 views. And to me, that was a really beautiful manifestation moment, because I could see that for the same amount of, for less work, but basically for the equivalent of one video, and I was basically trying to create so many videos, for the equivalent of one video, instead of getting 7,000 views, I got about 350,000. And I really think that that's an incredible illustration of how manifestation actually works. That you can actually, if you're really tapped in, it's not about not doing work, it's not about not taking action. You do take action, but sometimes when you force the action, I do believe in consistency. Often consistency and posting a lot is really important, but when it gets to the point where you're forcing it, sometimes you're going in the wrong direction and you're not actually tuned in. So I went from a place where I was really trying to force it, posting as much as I possibly could, because I thought at the time that that was the answer. I went from that to stepping back completely, not forcing myself to post at all. And in that space, in that energy of really connecting to my joy and connecting to my creativity, was when I suddenly got that, I suddenly got that idea, suddenly got that download, and actually from that idea came the second idea, and it was the second idea that really, really took off. So yeah, just remember, if you're trying to manifest, and you know, I'm still trying to manifest various things right now as well. We all have more blocks on some issues than we do on others. But just remember that if you're trying to manifest, it is possible to fall into that place where you're focused on trying to force it. And remember that forcing it, even though consistency and, you know, sometimes putting in a lot of action can be really important and can be really beneficial, it has to come from an inspired place. It has to feel right. It has to come from that place of joy and creativity. And remember that sometimes stepping back from all of that work that you're trying to do can actually be the answer and can actually lead you to that inspired action, which could mean that you actually have to take so much less action and you can get incredible rewards from that. So just bear that in mind. That was just the experience I really wanted to share with you today. So you know, any thoughts, leave me any comments if you have any thoughts. If you've had any experiences as well like this, then, you know, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your stories. You know, subscribe if that's something you want to do. I'm gonna leave my Instagram handle down there as well. I'll leave any links below as well. I'm currently doing personalised videos. I'm also sort of trying to create a group program and trying to bring people into that. I will post again soon, so I hope you have a really awesome day, and I will see you in my next video.